While it may not be the first time that state-owned Kenya Pipeline Company's managers have been put on the spot over the hiring procedures in the company said to have been heavily influenced by nepotism, it is a situation that cost the man at its helm, Selest Kilinda, his job as managing director. Nonetheless, he was one of 5 managers summoned by the Parliamentary Committee on Energy to explain Tuesday just how or why its top management had relatives hired in the same company. The manager's Selest Kilinda, immediate former managing director, was to answer to how his 2 sisters, Agnes and Marietta, and his brother Donald Kilinda were hired. The human resource manager Rose Osiako tasked over her 2 daughters Lynette and Mercy, as was John Kithete, the business development manager, over his daughter Gladys and his sister Jane. The finance manager Samuel Odoyo, whose sister Florence and nephew Zachary, and engineering manager Bramwell Wanyalaha, whose sister Lillian Juma were also hired, was brought to the fore. Using or abusing their seniority in the company's structure has been attributed to influencing their relatives to positions, a situation that National Cohesion and Integration Commission Chair Mzalendo Kibunja says is a societal problem.
I don't think really this is a Kenya pipeline problem. Unfortunately, it's a problem of the entire society, and we must begin now as a society to ask: should we criminalize people to employ their own people in the places that they work, which then also raises issues of other fundamental rights.
Nepotism has been considered a rot in many parastatals, and Kenya Pipeline Company managers, despite distancing themselves, admit there is an imbalance in hiring staff in the corporation.
I think what we need to do as a nation to solve this problem is we must ask ourselves, why is it happening? And that's why I'm saying, yes, as a country, let us agree this is a problem, and let us find a mechanism of receiving it instead of demonizing one institution, one person for something that is a society-wide problem.
However, there is a thin line between qualified individuals and their relationship to top managers, a line that begs the question, what hiring procedures protect companies from nepotism?
This problem is almost everywhere. If today we have decided that is not right, then I think now we need to begin having processes, procedures, policies and laws to make sure that does not happen. You remember when the PS Treasury said that if you are a wife and husband working in the same organization, you can't work. Your wife cannot work in finance and a husband in procurement because they like it collude. Remember that memo was withdrawn because of the hue and cry. Say, what has my profession has to do with my husband or my wife? I am qualified to be where I am, and it's not a mistake that we all found ourselves there.
It remains a tricky path trodden, but the revelations of nepotism within Kenya Pipeline Company's management structure point out the scenario within the country's parastatals that now calls for immediate attention and action. Jacky Maribe, Citizen Live at 9.